Hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video we're going to be sewing a pocket for trousers. Okay, so in this video I will show you guys how to attach pockets to your trousers. Okay, so first thing I did was to place the part of the trousers I'm going to be working with. So this is one leg of the trousers. Okay, and then I'm gonna head to cut my pockets, and right now I'm just placing the pockets right sides facing each other, and then I'm going to lay that down. And for this pocket I used 8 inches by 14 inches. So as you can see right there, I have 8 inches by 14 inches. Okay, now next thing we're going to be doing is to place the trouser leg on the pockets. Okay, so you're going to ensure that the wrong side of the trouser is facing the wrong side of the pockets like this, and the right side is facing you. Okay, so you're going to place it like this to align with the edge of the pockets so that you can shape the edge of the pockets with the edge of the trousers. Okay, so you can see the hip is curved, so you're going to give your pockets this exact curve you have at the trouser leg. Okay, just as you see me doing, you're going to shape it like this exactly. Next thing we're going to be doing is to determine the curve. Okay, so for the curve you're going to take your tape and you're going to come to the edge of your trousers, that is the waist, and you're going to go in by 3 inches. Okay, 3 inches by 6 inches. Now this is optional depending on what you want. You can take 7. You understand how deep you want it to be, or should I say how wide? Okay, so for me I use 3 inches by 6, and I'm going to curve that out. Now some people like to curve like this, and others like to take a straight line. Okay, now depending on what you like, you can curve it or take it straight, but for me I'm going to take it straight with a little bit of slant. Okay, I'm going to slant it a little bit to give it a small curve, and then you're going to cut. Now when you're cutting, you're going to cut the trouser and one part of the pockets. Okay, so you're going to pick the trouser and one part of the pockets. So you're not going to cut all 3 pieces, you're cutting the 2 first pieces. Okay, that is the trouser and one part of your pocket, just as you see me doing. Okay, please be careful here so you don't cut everything. So after cutting, you're going to have something like this, and I'm just trimming the edges. You're going to have something like this. Okay, ensure what you have is like what I have. Now we're going to stitch. Now for the stitching, you're going to take out your pockets. You ought to have something like this, and then you're going to take out your pockets and you're going to open it up, and then you're going to place the right side of the pockets to face the right side of your trouser leg, just as you see me doing. You're going to place it together like this, and you're going to stitch by half an inch or quarter of an inch, and you're going to go ahead and stitch it. I've gone ahead to stitch mine, and this is what I have. Now next thing we're going to do is to flip this over. So go ahead and flip it over just as you see me doing. Now if you have an iron, please iron this out. I didn't have iron, there was no light, so I just had to do it like this. After flipping, you're going to go ahead and stitch on top. Okay, so go ahead and stitch on top to keep it in place by half an inch or quarter. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I've gone ahead to do that, and this is what I have. Okay, now this is going to keep it in place, and next thing we're going to be doing right now is to close up the pockets. you're going to fold your pocket into two, okay, just as you see me doing, and you're going to align the edges together. So you're going to pick the edge of your trouser leg and align it to the edge of your pocket, just as you see me doing. And then we're going to go ahead and stitch the upper part to hold it together to the trouser leg, okay. So you're going to go ahead right now and stitch the upper part of the pocket to hold it in place with the trouser leg, okay. I'm just adjusting it, and then we're going to stitch that upper part, and I'll come back and show you guys. So I've gone ahead to stitch that, and this is what we have. As you can see, it's in place. All that is left to do now is to close the other open edges of the pocket. Now to do that, you're going to turn your pocket inside, okay. After turning it, you're going to stitch on the right side. As you can see, after we turned it, we came to the right side, okay. Now you're going to stitch on the right side. When you turn, if you're not on the right side, you're not doing the right thing. So ensure that when we turn it, you're stitching on the right side so that your raw seams can be hidden inside the pocket, okay. Now we're going to go ahead and stitch both sides, okay. I've gone ahead to stitch both sides, and this is what you ought to have. Now, I did not curve mine, but if you want to curve yours, you can curve the sharp corner. You understand? You could just give it a nice curve like I'm doing right here if you want to curve yours, okay. But I didn't curve mine for this tutorial. And then you're going to go ahead and turn the pocket over. So guys, this is me turning the pocket to the other side, and then after turning it, this is what you ought to have, okay. So guys, this is a very simple and easy tutorial. I hope you try this out. So like I said, you can curve the edge. It all depends on what you like. And then when you're stitching, you're going to stitch, you can also stitch the edge of the trouser leg directly to the pockets depending on what you like, and you can also top stitch in order to strengthen the pockets so it does not lose easily, okay. So guys, this is what you ought to have. You can stitch your trouser leg directly to the pockets, and when you're joining, you know you're going to be joining all of them together. When you're joining your front piece to the back. So guys, this is what you ought to have. I'm just trimming out the raw edges, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Kindly like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. I hope you find this tutorial helpful, and thank you so much for watching. Please do ensure that you watch this video over and over again if you don't understand it the first time. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.